When the Lewinsky story first broke, there was incredible confusion and dismay inside the White House. Nobody knew how to defend this.
I did not have sexual...
Everyone's wondering, what will Hillary say? Her Today Show appearance will become the talk of the nation.
He has described to the American people what this relationship was not, in his words. Has he described to you what it was?
Yes, and we'll find that out as time goes by, Matt. But I think the important thing now is to stand as firmly as I can and say that, you know, the president has denied these allegations on all counts, unequivocally, and we'll see how this plays out.
As the crisis intensifies, Hillary perseveres.
It's hard to think about what's going on in Washington, and sometimes it even gives you a headache, doesn't it?
I think she masks her vulnerability and her hurt with a kind of brittle, hard exterior. She's almost the exact opposite of the president, who has quite a soft, empathetic exterior, but he's got a very tough core.
But eventually, her husband tells Hillary, Chelsea, and the nation the truth.
I misled people, including even my wife. I deeply regret that.
When they took that long walk to the helicopter and flew up to Martha's Vineyard, I'm sure that that must have been just the iciest few days imaginable between them, and they'd had many icy days before. But once again, she realized that she could not leave him, that she had to stay with him, that if she left him, she'd be leaving herself.
I asked her how she was, and she said, I'd like to stay in bed and pull the covers over my head and have a nervous breakdown, but I really don't have time right now. I'll defer it to later. And she marched on.
Hillary Clinton, her whole life, has never wanted to seem the victim. She's always wanted to seem like the strong woman, and this just threw her off completely.
It's strength, and it's a kind of defiance that nobody or nothing is going to shake her from what she thinks her life is.
If we express our feelings at the ballot box.
Through it all, Hillary emerges as a powerful political voice. She rallies congressional Democrats to surprise gains in the off-year election. But impeachment can't be stopped. Her husband is only the second president in American history to be called to trial.
You know, it's one of the great sort of cycles of the dramatic story of Hillary and Bill Clinton, that 25 years earlier she'd been in at the lowest levels of the last previous impeachment.
They held on to each other, and they kept each other going, and I thought that was very much in keeping with their relationship with each other. They have been there for each other in bad times, always.
When the year-long trauma ends, the public Hillary benefits. Her dignity, stamina, and strength send her approval ratings soaring.
Hillary Clinton, the wronged woman, suddenly became more popular. Regular women all over the country could identify with her for the first time because they'd been wronged as well. And imagine that for her, you know, it's something that she never wanted. She was liked for the reason that she never wanted to be liked.
I believe Hillary fell in love with Bill Clinton at Yale. And I believe he fell in love with her because she's so smart. I think they found qualities in each other to admire that remain the qualities that they admire.
I believe she believes in God. And I have to be honest with you, I don't know a lot of people who have faith in God the way Hillary does, and I think that got her through a lot.
Hillary is a principled person, and I think she also understands for better or worse. There aren't a lot of people who respect that part of marriage vows, and I think she does.
The impeachment crisis over, her husband rescued, Hillary Rodham Clinton looks to the future when we continue.
Yes, I intend.
It's the summer of 1999, and Hillary Clinton takes a cautious first step towards becoming the first First Lady ever to run for public office, an open Senate seat in New York.
I care deeply about the issues that are important in this state.
She wasn't able to fulfill all that she wanted to as First Lady, as she had hoped. And so she needs something more. And along came New York.
But trying to balance two roles, First Lady and political candidate, creates problems. Political missteps convince her detractors she'll drop out of the race. But Hillary prevails.
So the answer is yes, I intend to run.
But within days, the race takes an abrupt turn. Her Republican opponent, Mayor Rudy Giuliani, pulls out because of personal and medical problems. Her new opponent is Rick Lazio, a little-known Republican congressman from Long Island. Some observers point to this debate as one of the defining moments of the race.
No, I want your signature, because I think that everybody wants to see you signing something that you said you were for.
The next day, polls indicate that many women are turned off by Lazio's aggressive behavior and swing over to Hillary. The race is a family affair. Chelsea leaves school for a semester to join her mother on the campaign trail. The president works behind the scenes as coach, strategist, and confidant. In the end, New York voters pick Hillary Rodham Clinton as their junior senator. On January 4th, 2001, she is sworn in to her first elective office. At first, Senator Clinton faces criticism. There are reports she had solicited and received thousands of dollars of gifts before leaving the White House. Controversial pardons, especially that of fugitive financier Mark Rich, granted by President Clinton, also cast a shadow over Hillary.
Well, you know, I'm very disappointed about what's gone on for the last weeks. It is certainly not how I would have preferred or planned to start my Senate career.
But on September 11th, she is the leader New Yorkers had hoped she'd be.
There is absolutely no need for anyone anywhere to panic. We have a lot of work ahead of us, and that work includes the identifying of those who are responsible for this cowardly and evil act and holding them accountable wherever they might be, however long it would take.
The day after the attacks, she gets her first view of Ground Zero. Her effort to help her state recover earns her praise from the other side of the Senate aisle.
You've become a senior senator very quickly, and you're a tower of strength. Good luck. You've served American constituents well.
Thank you, Senator.
In Washington, with her family by her side, she grieves for the thousands of victims and their families. She and Bill feel they came close to losing their own daughter. Chelsea was close to the attack, and it took a couple of hours to learn she was safe. In January 2003, Hillary Clinton adds to her list of firsts when she becomes the first New York senator ever to serve on the Senate Armed Services Committee. Some say it's a move that will expand her experience in foreign policy and could prepare her for the presidency. Adding to the buzz about her political ambitions, her memoir, Living History, is published in June 2003. While soaring book sales prove her popularity, she stands firm she will not be running for president in 2004.
If one of the leading candidates falters or the convention becomes deadlocked, would you, under any circumstances, accept the Democratic nomination in 2004?
You know, Tim, I've ruled it out. I'm going to continue to rule it out.
Instead, she remains committed to fulfilling her years of service as senator from New York and what she wants to accomplish, including improving health care and children's rights.
The rate at which people are exhausting their unemployment benefits.
While Hillary Clinton's voice is being heard in the Senate, in 2005, she continues to keep quiet about the possibility of running for president in 2008. In November 2006, Senator Hillary Clinton wins re-election over Republican opponent John Spencer. As rumors swirl about whether she will run for president, her vote to authorize the war in Iraq is a hot-button topic.
I've taken responsibility for my vote, but I also, as a member of the United States Senate, have an obligation to try to figure out what we're going to do now.
But people also look for a consistent record. When you say you've taken responsibility, Senator, once again, is that the same thing as saying I made a mistake by voting for the war?
You know, it's interesting to me how clear I've been that what I said repeatedly was that we were not conducting this in a very effective way. I've been one of the most consistent and persistent critics.
Soon after this visit to the Today Show, Hillary Clinton makes her intentions clear.
I'm running for president, and I'm in it to win it.
As a presidential candidate, Clinton emphasizes the issues that have always meant the most to her.
I believe everyone, every man, woman, and child, should have quality, affordable health care in America.
She places a disappointing third in the Iowa caucus, a stunning setback. Days later, an emotional moment at a campaign stop in New Hampshire.
You know, I have so many opportunities from this country. I just don't want to see us fall backwards.
While some criticize her for showing emotion, others cite it as a turnaround on the way toward her win in the New Hampshire primary.
Let's give America the kind of comeback that New Hampshire has just given me.
Senator Clinton is locked in a tight race with Illinois Senator Barack Obama for the Democratic nomination.